So today's video is on the cult classic Drishyam and the still prevailing shame of being a female victim of cybercrime. Ah yes, the Jeetu Joseph classic Drishyam, truly one of the best Malayalam thrillers that I have seen. It is such a tightly knit and well paced thriller that keeps you on the edge of your seat throughout, and at the core has a really endearing story of a man trying to save his and protect his family. So it really tugs at your heartstrings. For those who haven't watched the movie, you definitely should. And with that, I would like to say that today's video is not going to be a traditional film review, in the sense that I'm not talking about the movie as such, more about a theme that is central to the movie, right? So, for everyone who's watched the movie, you know that Varun records a video of Anju bathing without her knowledge or consent, right? What bothers me the most about this film is how Varun's death is seen as the only way for Anju to be able to lead a normal life or something similar to a normal life in society after this horrific incident takes place. It's insanely disturbing that women are so unprotected in our societies that if such an incident were to happen to them, you know, that in the movie, even if it was only Varun's phone that was destroyed, if he didn't end up being killed, that still wouldn't be enough to guarantee a safe and happy life for Anju. In a way, he needed to die, and his death was justified in the movie because otherwise, of course, her life would be ruined, right? Even now, in 2026, 13 years after the movie has released, a woman's life is still ruined if a non consensual picture, a private picture that she sent to someone that she trusted, is leaked online. If someone takes a video of her in a compromising position without her knowledge or consent. And that is something that has to change, because why must a woman suffer for some injustice that has been done to her? Why, as a society, do we shame the victims so much and push them to the brink of unaliving themselves? Why is it that the victims must carry the guilt and shame of something that they had no control over, something that was done to them? Why must they suffer all their life for an injustice that was done to them? This is something that has to change. It's high time that as a society we support women and girls and show them that they have nothing to be ashamed of, that it's not their fault. It's the perpetrators who should be living their entire lives ashamed of what they've done. It's the perpetrators who must take accountability for their actions. It's the perpetrators who must be ostracized from society. Women deserve to be able to live freely and safely, knowing that even if something like this were to happen to them, that wouldn't be the end of their lives. Women should feel so supported by their friends and family and society that an incident like this should feel like something that they can overcome. It should feel like they can lead a normal, happy life, even if something like this happens to them. It shouldn't feel like the end of their life, the end of their world. So, a research study I came across while doing research for this video was called the Mental Health. It's a systematic review paper on the mental health and social implications of non consensual sharing of intimate images on youth. So, pretty much sending, you know, 5 quantitative studies found evidence suggestive of increased depression, anxiety, and suicidal ideation in young people following the non consensual sharing of intimate images. The identified qualitative evidence highlighted a range of adverse impacts in the social lives of those affected, including associated bullying, harassment, and victim blaming attitudes that many individuals face following an experience of non consensual sharing of intimate images. Some of you may ask, did Varun not deserve to be punished? Of course he did, and he deserved a punishment that was more cruel than just the momentary pain of dying. He deserved to carry the shame and guilt of what he did for the rest of his life, and he should not have been allowed to go scot free or evade punishment just because his mom was an IPS. I think with the advancement of technology, this topic is unfortunately now more relevant than ever. We have meta glasses that are being used to record women without their knowledge or consent. We have people using AI to create deep fake con of strangers or of people they know. We have people using AI to create PDF-philic content. And unfortunately, as of now, our legal system doesn't seem to be well equipped to deal with these new cyber crimes. And that's something that needs to change. We need to have strict punishments for things like this, and we need more laws against these crimes. And as a society, once again, we must be shaming those who do things like this and not the victims of such crimes. I would like to end this video by saying women deserve better. Not just women, anyone who is a victim of a crime like this. It's high time that as a society, we support victims instead of blaming them and shaming them, ostracizing them from society, pushing them to unalive themselves. Whether it's a woman who gets pregnant without being married, or a woman whose private pictures have been shared without her consent, or a woman who has been essayed. All of these women and girls and men and whoever is the victim of such an incident deserves our support, our care, our empathy. It's up to us to stand by them, to uplift them, to remind them constantly that what happened to them is not their fault, and to make sure that they don't have to suffer because of a crime committed against them for the rest of their lives. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you if you stuck around till the end.